5 flop movies that later became popular. The film industry is like a lottery. Good actors, story and director. There is no guarantee that the box office can be beat if you have these. After the release of many wonderful movies, the cinema hall has failed, not getting good reviews from the audience and critics. It is often listed as a flop movie. But is commercial success the true measure of a good movie? There are also some movies that have not been lost in the womb of time even if they did not attract the audience. What was once a flop has been hailed as a cult classic of another era. Let the movies on fan t-shirts, posters or mobile wallpapers say, "No, I'm not lost." Today I will talk about 5 movies which were commercial flops after their release, but later became popular. Blade Runner budget, $28 million box office, $33.8 million. Blade Runner could easily rank among some of the best sci-fi movies of all time. Based on the story by Philip K. Dick, the film stars Harrison Ford in the lead role. The story of the film revolves around 4 robots and a police officer. In the future world, robots are made to look like humans. After its release in the 1980s, however, the film was received like 10 other traditional science fiction films. In the early 1990s, Blade Runner gradually developed a large audience through VHS cassettes. In 1993, the Library of Congress placed Blade Runner in the U.S. National Film Archive. The Shawshank Redemption budget, $25 million box office, $58.3 million. Shawshank Redemption has held the top spot for most popular movies on IMDb for years. The film, which won first place in the audience polls, earned almost half of its production costs. The film, based on Stephen King's novel, received critical acclaim and an Academy Award nomination, but failed to escape commercial failure. The year after the release, the production house released the cassette of the movie, which sold like crazy across the U.S. The movie, directed by Frank Darabont, came out in front of many viewers in the TV premiere. This time no more negligence. Shawshank Redemption is bathed in the love of crores of fans. This magical film finds its rightful place in the list of 100 best movies of the century made by the American Film Institute. $63 million box office, $37 million. Chuck Palahniuk's psychological novel, Fight Club, is based on the movie of the same name. Today, the title of modern classic has been added next to Fight Club. The book was also a bestseller at one time. However, the production company 20th Century Fox was worried about the strange content of the movie. Condemned director David Fincher portrays the consumerist social system in the movie through a satirical plot. Movies with such a story are not often seen. Movie pundits expressed mixed feelings about Fight Club. On the other hand, the audience who came to the theaters seemed to be unable to understand the message of the movie. Alfonso Cuarón is one of the best film directors of all time. The Mexican director also directed an episode of the Harry Potter series. In 2013, Alfonso won the Best Director Oscar for the 7 years before this, the same director's movie, Children of Men, could not attract attention. Set in a dystopian backdrop, this sci-fi movie tells the story of an uncertain future world. It can be seen in the movie that in 2027 all the women of the world will become barren. No child is born in the whole world. A pregnant woman was suddenly found. The birth of a new baby may save human civilization. DVD sales added $25 million to the film's gross, somewhat offsetting the loss of production costs. Children of Men is one of the best movies of the last decade. Film, Gravity. There are numerous movies about time travel. But Donnie Darko is completely different. You won't get any spaceships or crazy action in this movie. Donnie Darko, a schoolboy, is the main character of this movie. Being mentally fragile, he has to be bullied in daily life in various ways. His behavior is also not normal. A mysterious man in a bunny costume gives Donnie a terrible message. The world will be destroyed in 28 days. Despite the complex plot of the movie being very interesting, it neglected at the box office. As director Richard Kelly's first film, Donnie Darko is not at all talked about. The film grossed very little in the United States, but was well received by audiences in other countries. Film is a wonderful art medium. Its scope is not only on the celluloid screen, but viewers are constantly discovering wonderful movies through DVD or now Netflix. It's like discovering treasure.